Ba-da-da-boom.
Hey, we're live on YouTube and on Instagram. We're living in the year 3000.
In the year 3000.
And of course, our Asian correspondent, top Asian correspondent, Joe, is saying, I demand this free service to be provided immediately. He's been waiting for us, which of course makes sense because they're, 13 hours ahead of us.
He is. He's been waiting for 13 hours. He signed in at 8 o'clock p.m. his time.
We really appreciate you sticking it out.
Thank you very
for us,
much
Joe.
for that.
Joe had a lot of things to say.
Can you hear both of us, by the way? I just want to make
Joe,
sure you can hear both of us
Joe,
there,
like,
Joe.
You can be our guy and let us know if you're even there. He probably turned it on and went away. Oh, that sounds like both of us.
I can hear me. I can hear you. Perfect.
Wow, we're becoming very professional.
So much better than our preview show
our
on
mobile
Monday.
Unit.
Oh my gosh,
the mobile unit is not doing well.
The one in the back of the horse trailer did not go well on Monday.
Well, I blame Taco Resort.
It was Taco.
See,
the Supreme Taco. They messed us all up with that.
This is all premium content that they're not even going to hear about unless they watch us on YouTube.
Yep.
So we should probably start recording.
Oh my goodness. Yes, let's start recording.
Doug can hear us both. All right, so we're going to start recording the real reels. I'm a go on Audacity now.
Okay.
Doug. All right. Are we ready?
I just need to unlock.
Oh, he's
the
unlocking.
soundboard.
Yeah, let's make sure we have all of our sounds ready today.
They are.
We
They're
didn't get
ready.
the air horn sound though, did we?
Oh
man, hold on.
Stop it.
Oh, and my phone. Oh, did you? Oh man, I'm excited. See, this is why we don't do. Oh, there it is. Easter eggs.
The Easter eggs.
Yeah, if you're watching us on Instagram, you don't get the full effect here, right?
No.
It's gonna be some kind of night, yo.
It is.
Oh boy. Let's do this.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do this stuff.
Intro music.
Wait, that's not it.
What? He's no good to me, Dad.
Intro music. Intro music.
Bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
There we go. It is.
we made it.
Holy cow. We made it through the
Somehow.
entire season of The Mandalorian / Book of Boba Fett.
The man of Boca Buff. that can't even spoonerize that.
It's
That's
well.
a real...
I like that one meme where it's like after the armorer tells the Mandalorian that he's no longer Mandalorian, and the
Yes.
title is just the man.
The man,
The
yes.
man.
See, my favorite was, now if you're not in our Facebook group, you're missing out on some gold here, or else you're younger than the age of 30. Either way, there was one that might have been my favorite, which was like, and then she told me that I'm not Mandalorian anymore, and Boba Fett was like, dude, you have the Darksaber. Tell her she's not Mandalorian
She's not
anymore.
Mandalorian anymore.
Oh boy, so we're back yet
We
again
are back,
for
yes.
another episode of. I almost did it again. I almost
Gave the whole
I almost
the
said
old
the whole
title.
spiel there.
Yeah.
We are Bantha Milk Podcast. Yes,
Bantha Milk
indeed. As you can
Podcast.
see from
Easter egg.
that's gonna get people are gonna get upset. I
Yes,
love it.
it's gonna be
I
awesome.
love it. Yeah, as you can see from our lovely new upgraded graphics over here. Yes,
Yes.
this is CGI. This is all added
CGI.
in post. So is Rob, by the way.
I am added in post as well. Yes.
Rob is actually my CGI puppy companion,
Yep.
and he's voiced by our buddy Mike. Rob has been a figment of all of our imaginations.
I
all this
have
year.
been. I'm actually the Milli Vanilli of our show.
I love it.
Yes.
For those of you watching under my age, Milli Vanilli was... Yeah, never mind. Anyway.
Look it up. There's this thing
yeah.
called Google. You can find out who they were.
Yeah, we need to get to the Bantha Milk portion of this quickly tonight.
Yes.
Because it's been a week, and it was an episode, and I'm angry.
Yes.
And I got
angry.
things to say.
Nick has things to
I mean,
say.
I'm angry about some things. The other
Okay.
things, not so much. But, oh, my God, Boba Fett. Sorry, anyway.
I have that also. I'm ready for
oh,
that as
dear
well.
goodness
Dude,
gracious.
I got sound effects. I wish I had. I'm even talking about making even fancier sound effect board that will blow your mind, Nick.
Blow my
Let me tell
mind.
you, we will be pros at that point in time.
I'm ready for it.
Yes.
You
So
can
let's-
send all donations towards that to
Yes.
our Patreon.
Yes, you can. Ears up. Patreon / Ears Up. But before we go to that, let's talk about Star Wars Podcast Day. Pew, pew, pew. Wait, let me do that. Hold on. Because this is fun for the first 10 minutes.
There it is.
Star Wars Podcast Day. We were going to try and throw an extra episode in here on Monday, but we didn't because it was too much. So
We kind of did.
we kind of did. We tried to.
We talked at some webcams.
Yes.
Rob talked at some webcams.
I talked at some webcams. Nick interpreted stuff for me. But anywho, Star Wars Podcast Day. This is our episode of Star Wars Podcast Day. Should have gone out on Monday. That was the official day, but we were allowed to do it anytime this week, so this is it.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, like, comment. So
That's a thing, right?
it's the 23rd anniversary of Jedi Talk was on Monday, February 7th. 1999 was when they first did it. In 1999, Nick was 2.
I was one.
One.
I'm just kidding. I was at least 1,000. I'm actually an eldritch force that's been around for a millennia.
Wow, very nice. That's
Yeah,
very impressive.
it's line 1 on my resume, but people always gloss over it.
They skip right over
It's
it.
a bummer.
So the very first podcast, Jedi Talk, came out on that day, and this group, Star Wars Podcast Day guys, decided, I don't know if they started last year or maybe they started a couple years before, but last year we were involved, and a whole bunch of podcasts, Star Wars podcasts, all got involved to celebrate Star Wars Podcast Day. If May the 4th can be a Star Wars holiday, then February 7th can as well. So we want to shout out in the special announcement that today is our Star Wars Podcast Day show. So there we go.
Rob, February the 7th be with you.
February the 7th be with you as well. Yeah. All right. So we got that taken care of.
We did. It's taken care of. Avengers Hockey, our old friend Avengers Hockey is back, and he says it was a nice silent film. Your portion.
My
what we
portion
should do
of
is
it.
just whenever your lips are moving, we should go back and dub just old-timey piano music, just
that'd be
ragtime.
great. Yes.
That would
be fun.
I think Brian would be interested in
Brian
a
would be
project
all
like
over that. He has nothing else to do, so he would definitely love it.
There's a weird thing going on with my camera right now where it almost looks like a fisheye lens.
Okay.
I'm like either way, so Star Wars Podcast Day, and so we are here, Star Wars Podcasting.
Yes, we are.
And we're here to talk. What do you got for me, Rob?
Okay, I'm just...
Rob's looking at his phone like he's got an agenda to meet, and of course, obviously, I have no plan whatsoever.
No, I now pulled up the Instagram so I can see the chats for you. So
any chats?
Some people joined and liked and stuff like that.
Well, you should, if you're on Instagram right now, even if you're not on Instagram right now, Brian, by the way, he says he's on it. He's game for it. So I'm thinking some Scott Joplin, Brian. We'll figure it out.
Yes,
But if you're on Instagram checking us out right now, there's at least, some of you anyway. Share it with your buddies. Share it on your stories. Send it to Mark Hamill several times on Twitter.
Maybe he'll
get us out there.
Maybe he'll throw a like out there.
Yeah, he throws likes out.
He does.
He's one of those guys.
All right, so since this, spoiler alert, we're doing a rundown of Chapter 7 of Book of Boba Fett.
Chapter 7, the ultimate episode.
The ultimate episode,
which means last.
Yeah, which I think was what the title was, right? The ultimate episode.
That was it. The ultimate episode.
The ultimate episode, yeah.
Or something about honor or something.
Honor, Boy Scout motto, something like that. I don't remember. But anyway, so since we got all the All-Stars back from the whole season, we're bringing our All-Star beer selections back. Okay, so I have Tonewood Fuego, because this episode was Fuego.
Oh, it was fire.
It was fire.
You're just like the youth of America.
I am. So I have Tonewood Fuego, and you have...
I got some mop water.
Yep.
Some of that Cape May Brewing Company mop water.
Yep.
And, I feel like Cape May Brewing Company might have liked one of our posts on
that's nice
Instagram.
of us.
So if you're watching us on Instagram, Cape May Brewing Company, we will talk about Star Wars for very little money. Like, we don't have many standards.
No, we don't.
So,
we'll even do it. We'll talk about your beer for a free six-pack. That's how low star standards
we're doing it right now, and we didn't get anything.
And we didn't get anything for it. We paid for it. So here we go.
Anyway, here we are.
I don't know if they're going to fizz all over the place.
Now,
that was it.
That was nice.
A good
now,
sound.
Rob, do you need me to help you pour this?
Yeah, do I have to? I forget how to do this. I hold the glass straight up in the air.
Straight up in the air, and then you just want to shake the can.
Shake it as you're doing
it. As
you
pour it.
There we go.
Rob is like a beer drinker, and the last time we did this on air, he was head city, my friend.
I was.
But
Look at this.
It's a much better head ratio you have there.
That's right. And you're drinking out of one of our new glasses.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. Oh, see, I got a little more head than I was expecting.
Yeah.
But I'll follow you forever.
Sherry got me. There's 2 glasses. It's like for Valentine's Day, Star Wars Valentine's Day glasses. So there we go. Yep.
All right. So cheers, Mon Frere.
Cheers.
This is to a successful season of Boba of Book of Fett. Moppy. I like it. Before we get into the what was it, 60 minutes long?
61 minutes. The episode was listed at 61 minutes. And I hope if you didn't know, there was a post-credit scene that took you all the way almost to the 61-minute mark.
That's true.
So if you didn't see that, then go back and watch it because it was crucial to the whole thing. But before we do that, Nick, why don't you tell us where they can find us, all our fans and listeners and everybody out there. Go ahead and tell us where you can find us.
Hey, if you're interested in more Star Wars info, want to chat, or even want to send us some Star Wars drink recipes, please be sure to check us out on all of our social medias platforms. You can catch us on Instagram and Facebook at Bantha Milk Podcast, Twitter at Bantha Milk. You can email us at banthamilkpodcast@gmail.com, or even check out our website, banthamilkpodcast.com.
And don't forget to check out our sister podcast over at the Ears Up Network. Our friends over at Ears Up help us a whole lot, so give them and their many shows a listen. Their shows include Ears Up in Depth, The Supreme Resort, and Scraping the Vault. Also be sure to check out their Patreon at patreon.com/ears with a Z up. For as little as $2 a month, you can help support our show. Any donations sent their way directly help us here at Bantha Milk Podcast and comes with great perks. So please check them out today.
I love great perks.
I do. And actually, I like how you separated our two images there, by the way, on the
Oh, you like that?
the YouTuber.
Yeah,
right
you
now,
like you like that little separation there?
Very nice. I like it. Thank you.
I thought about you when I did it.
Jason over at Bantha Milk, over at Ears Up, is actually helping us out. He's spending like $100 on advertising just for our show.
Just for our show.
So
wouldn't it be great if on top of that advertising, every single person in America shared this right now?
Yes, that would be amazing.
Okay.
Then
But we
would
can
have
settle
lots of
for everyone
shares
watching,
and likes
right?
and whatever.
Everyone
yes.
watching. But yes, we do want to thank our buddies over at Ears Up. They do
Yes.
support us in lots of ways. Not the least of which is support getting us out there, but also helping us with this weird little podcasting game we've got going on here. So
They sure do. They help
thanks,
us. They help
Jace.
us a whole lot, Jason over there. Jace.
Yeah,
He loves
they help us out a whole lot, and it comes with great perks.
Great perks.
Sorry, I got it stuck.
There
in
you go.
my
You
head.
got it stuck in your head. But it sounds good. You did a good job of impersonating me.
Thanks, man. I try.
Uh-huh.
It's the beard. I'm channeling your beard.
You are
Rob's
channeling
beard
the
is
beard.
back once again, of course, and it's thicker and more lustrous than
Yeah,
ever. My
it
friend.
hasn't been trimmed at all, so that's why.
This is it.
I'm
See,
going
if
for
I
that.
if I keep mentioning it on the podcast,
Yeah, then I feel compelled to keep it going.
that's it,
Yeah.
right? So please make sure you write to your local congressperson about Rob's beard.
Yep. So let's get into the episode.
Let's go. We got a 60-minute episode to talk about.
We're going to banter for 2 hours anyway. So it starts off with a wonderful.
Wait, we didn't have any Star Wars news?
Oh, Star Wars news. I
I
forgot
thought we
all
were
about
getting into
that.
Star
oh, my
Wars
goodness.
news.
There's a lot of Star
Brian
Wars
is
news.
here. Our composer
Brian
is here.
Brian, Star Wars news. Are you ready, Brian? This is just for you.
Star Wars news.
There's a lot of
was.
Star Wars news just
Lots of it.
released today, as
This
a
is
matter
hot
of
off the
fact.
presses.
Hot off the press. First off,
X-ray. Read all about it.
Read all about it. Obi-Wan Kenobi is coming to Disney Plus on May 25th.
With it, which is 21 days later than people were expecting.
Yeah,
Right?
they all
Weren't we
thought May
expecting a
the 4th was
debut?
when they thought it was going to come out. So
Which is, a little less than
Yep.
awesome, but it's still awesome.
It is
That's-
awesome.
It gives us like a month and a half to
Yep.
March, April, 2 months and a half to wind down from this.
yes, and then we get to go back to Tatooine again.
Of course.
Why not?
Why
Everything
wouldn't
else revolves around Tatooine.
Why not?
So that's very exciting, and they also have announced everything we know about season 3 of The Mandalorian. It's coming out in December of 2022. It is
Okay.
happening, yes.
Yeah, I did hear about December, which is like really far away.
Really far away.
And it's such a bummer because, gosh, like if this episode did anything, it was make me excited for the next
Yes.
season of Mandalorian.
Totally
So-
want to see what's happening.
So
Thinking that it was going to come a lot quicker, but then again, when we saw Din Djarin, whatever his Kyle, but his real name, the Pedro Pascal, yes.
Yeah.
Rodian Radio has Rodian Radio says, "Hi guys, we should collab in the near future. I'm in Rodian Radio. Let's
Rodian
do
Radio.
it. You guys and us.
Have your people call our people.
yes. and
These are our people.
that's pretty much it.
But we can
yeah.
get a person.
Yep.
Let's get a person.
We'll get a person. So sounds good. Let's talk it up. So look at that. Boom.
Avengers Hockey. Can you be our person? Avengers Hockey will be our
Avengers
person.
Hockey is our go-to
We got a
guy.
person.
Yeah. So and then there was one I was looking at. It was like the 8 episodes or 8 TV shows that are coming out very soon, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor.
So is Andor happening still?
Andor is back on
I
again.
heard a couple things, but I did hear that Andor was still hopefully in the works.
Yes. So apparently Andor is back on because that was in the list of the 8 shows that are coming out. Rupert Friend, rumored to have been cast as Grand Inquisitor for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Ooh, a grand. Oh, okay.
A
See,
Grand
now,
Inquisitor.
the fact that they're going to include the Inquisitors makes me even more so excited.
Yes.
And, all right, because that implies some Jedi hunting.
Yes.
I like it.
And probably some really cool
Lightsaber battles, we would
with
hope.
spinning lightsabers and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we could only imagine.
Yes.
Not as much great lightsaber action in today's episode, unfortunately.
No.
Mostly haphazard, clumsy swinging. And
Darksaber bouncing off of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because apparently we don't understand how ray shields work.
No. So, well, I'm going to ask you about that right now.
Let's just jump.
And
dive
obviously,
right into it.
they have advanced their technology since we saw those shields in episode 2.
They're bigger. Like, they're on bigger things, right?
Yes.
It's actually, I think it was episode 1.
Okay.
Remember
way back.
It was the very first thing we saw. Those destroyers.
Yeah.
The very they were in there. Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. They were like, let's chat and let's make a peace. And then they made the gas happen and they held their breath and they came out and they were kicking some A. And then all of a sudden they came and rolled out and they went, "Monster destroyers!" Right?
Okay.
So that's
yeah.
when we first saw
That's
them.
when we first saw them. But and then like in that, and even when we saw them on Naboo fighting the Gungan and stuff.
Right.
Once you could walk right through the shield.
Yeah, I had assumed that was the case, is that they reflected blaster bolts, but they were essentially just air bubbles. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Doug is here. Doug, if you can confirm or deny that.
Yeah, come on,
and make sure
Doug.
you cite your sources in Turabian format, of course, because why not?
All right. So according to this website, Star Wars Rogue Squadron.
Ooh. They're
Which
coming
I
out with a
guess
show.
They're coming out with a show. Unfortunately, project was delayed. So this says it still officially remains December 22nd, 2023. So that's a long time away. A droid story release date to be determined. Who knows?
no.
It's going to be another cartoon of C-3PO and R2-D2, which reminds me back to the first season maybe of
Clone Wars,
when we had like 2 or 3 episodes of R2-D2 and C-3PO just haphazardly doing dumb things.
I feel like there was at least 1 or 2 arcs a season where we just were like, all right, well, I guess we're following the droids now. Great.
Yeah.
It was never my biggest delight seeing the droid episodes, but I'm sure there are kids out there who love it.
Yeah.
So, family-friendly stuff.
All right, so
some really oddly non-family friendly stuff in today's episode.
Yes,
We'll get there. Darkness.
And if you looked closely, we might have even seen a little bit of blood at one point.
Oh boy.
Yes.
What was it? Red? I don't think it was red.
No, it was a weird, strange color.
Oh, yeah.
So Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, Star Wars: The Bad Batch Season 2. A Rogue Squad is a Patty Jenkins movie that was scrapped now, rumored to continue production.
Okay.
That's from our friends over at Rodian. Yes.
Rodian.
Star Wars: The Bad Batch Season 2, The Mandalorian Season 3, Ahsoka, The Acolyte, and
See, that's the one I'm
Lando.
holding out for.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Lando.
A Lando series as well. So, and it's the
Okay.
young Lando.
So Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Get me some.
What's his band name?
His rapper name?
Yeah,
his rapper name. It's man, that's really gonna drive me nuts.
Yes, but anyway, so they're the 8. Now I'm gonna have to Google it. Donald Glover. Look at us. We're way jumping off of Don.
I am so plugged into pop culture. Childish Gambino.
There you go, Childish Gambino. Look at you.
It popped
You
in
figured
there.
it out before I could type it in there.
Like I knew it was there. I just had to rattle it around a little bit because I really do like his music. A lot. I think he's really awesome.
Yeah.
And he's a great actor. So like I'm excited about that. There were some people who were like didn't like the way he portrayed Lando, and I'm like,
yeah,
I thought it was spot on.
I thought it was spot on. Yeah, because that's how arrogant he was in episode 5 when we first met Lando as well. So I thought it was good. All right, we're gonna wrap up the news with that.
Star Wars news.
And we're gonna get into our episode breakdown, right? So,
Right after this commercial break.
And we're gonna
And
get
we're
into
back.
that. Yeah. If you're watching our live stream, you're like, "What just happened?"
What
But
just happened?
I'll tell
Nothing.
you what just
Yeah,
happened. Nothing.
When you listen to our podcast, you might hear a commercial in there, or you just might hear silence.
Which you should go check out, right?
Yes, on
play it at the
all of
same
your-
time.
yes.
Right. Play it on for your dog when you're out at work. Play it for your cat when your dog's out to work.
Listen to it on Spotify. I think we're the only ones left. It's us.
That's it. It's
after Joe Rogan did his thing.
I think my favorite meme about that so far has been Yoko Ono threatening to put her music on Spotify if Joe Rogan is not removed.
They're like, okay, we'll remove Joe Rogan.
That's it. Yeah, right. He's gone. Sorry, that's the straw that breaks the camel's back right there.
Rodian Radio posted Childish Gambino. As soon as you said it, I saw it show up on my thing, and then he said, "You underestimate my knowledge."
Oh.
So a lot of
Rodian Radio.
a lot of
brain power.
Star Wars quotes there.
I like it.
Yeah.
We also have Joe, our Asian correspondent, who is currently blowing off a meeting. So
Good, Joe.
Let's hope that no one else in your meeting is watching our show, which is possible.
It
we
is
have
possible.
millions and millions of fans.
Especially in Japan or Singapore.
Singapore,
yes.
Got to be a lot of Bantha Milk fans in Singapore.
There has to be.
Joe, it's your job to spread the good word of Bantha Milk podcast throughout the land.
I'm gonna mail you a packet of like little flyers that
Just
we have.
put it on car windows.
And just start putting it on car windows over there in Singapore.
Just QR codes.
Yes, that's it.
They'll go, what is this?
What
They'll
is this?
scan it, and all will
and
be
then
well.
bam, and then they'll be listening to our show, and they'll be so impressed.
So this is your last and final warning.
Yes, it is.
Right? Can you give them a little siren just to
This
give
is
them a
it.
warning? Spoilers. Spoiler warning.
Spoilers are
Right?
on their way.
We are getting into the nitty-gritty of the final episode of Season 1
yes.
of the Book of Mando Fett.
That's right, the Book of Mando Fett, the All-Star Edition.
Yes.
Speaking of the All-Star Edition, real fast.
That's right.
We're working on that, so check out our
Facebook
Sacred Jedi Text Facebook group. On there, you can fill out what you think your All-Star ballot would be for all the different categories that we have. Episodes 1 through 3, a light side and a dark side character. Episodes 4, 5, and 6. Max Rebo, he was not in this episode. Max Rebo, rest in peace. He was in the sanctuary.
Was he in the club when it blew up, Max Rebo? I didn't even think about that.
I think so.
I mean, who else had the gig? Man, can you imagine if that's how Max Rebo went down? Oh, man.
I know.
I think fans would be just as upset about that as the way that Akbar went down. They were like, oh, he went out without any pomp and circumstance. How about Max Rebo just getting blown to smithereens?
I know.
Anywany, what were we talking about? We were talking about something.
Our All-Star ballot.
Yeah,
so,
that.
yes. So, pick a light side and a dark side from all the different categories. We have 10 categories on there. It's a real quick Google Forms to fill out. We already had a handful of people, dozens and dozens of people filled it out already. Our friend Brian, who's in the chat, he filled it out, and he said he did a lot of very serious answers. And then he said actually some more sarcastic. So I can't wait to see what his responses are. Hopefully Max Rebo is one of the characters for one of those episodes of either the light side or the dark side. So you check that out. Sacred Jedi Text. It's also on our Bantha Milk Facebook page as well.
Yes, indeed.
Don't forget to follow us on any of the where you get your podcast from.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Do all those fun things.
If
and
you're
now,
watching us on Instagram, share.
Yeah.
On your stories.
Somebody's been like hitting a lot of hearts and likes
We love
and stuff
it.
like
Thank
that.
you for hearting. Heart away. Heart away.
Heart away. Max Rebo is the syndicate himself, and that's why he's always why he always dips before bombs go off. So he knows.
You think Darth Rebo is happening?
Darth Rebo.
We got Darth Rebo, who is the apprentice to who is obviously the mastermind of it all, Darth Binks.
Darth Binks, yes.
Can you imagine if we find out that just the Sith Empire is rebuilt through Rebo and Binks?
Rebo and Binks. It sounds like a good band, and it sounds like a...
Rebo and Binks kind of sounds like an old-timey PI kind of a show. Rebo and Binks.
Rebo and Binks.
Private Eyes.
They got the police sirens coming in, and they're hopping over. They're like sliding on the hood.
What? Oh, I see the hearts.
See the hearts? Yeah,
the
there's a lot of hearts up there above my head.
That.
Yeah.
Thank you. Smash those hearts. Smash
those
them.
hearts.
Right?
All right.
And share, too.
Yes. We've wasted enough of people's time without talking about the actual show, Nick.
So what show is this?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I think it's...
How did it start?
Schitt's Creek.
I forget. Oh, what's a great show?
Yeah. Daniel
Levy.
Yeah, Daniel Levy. He got really mad at something. And
that sounds about right.
Yeah,
and then Alexis Grace.
And then Alexis says, "No, you get murdered first."
Yes.
No, Daniel.
Oh, that's
David.
right.
It's David. No, David, you get murdered first.
David.
Yes. So it starts off with a nice scenic view of the city, and then,
oh yeah, we've never really seen I feel like the city from up top like that. It looks like. I feel like the first time I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that looked kind of Coruscant-y." I'm like, "Oh, is this like a?" No, we're still on Tatooine.
We're still on Tatooine, yeah.
But it was pretty cool. It's looking like they're blowing some of their CGI budget early.
Yes,
based on what we see later.
And then we see an X-wing come in, and I thought, "Oh, is it?"
I thought it was Luke.
I thought it was the pilot from
whatever the Star Wars cops.
Star Wars cops.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Star Wars cops are coming. But I love
Bad boys. What you want? What you got? Oh boy.
I love Amy Sedaris' character.
Oh,
She
yeah.
is so funny.
Every time she's on screen, I'm like, this is fine.
This is fine.
Everything
This is good. Yes. She's very witty. I just reapplied for my permit just now as you were landing, just letting you know.
Yep. And I did think Luke was going to hop out of there, but I'm pretty sure like it opened, she was talking to it, I'm like, it's going to be Grogu, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, really, this little kid just flew? But I think they mentioned that R2 flew the droid or
yeah,
flew
yeah.
the ship?
So she's like, I know it was the astrotech droid
astromech
flying,
droid, yeah.
astromech droid flying it. Yeah.
Which is
Blue
kind
is
of
his
a shame.
nickname. Okay, yeah. So so R2. So this is what comments about this particular scene. Luke is so angry that
He kicks her.
that Grogu picks Mando Dad 1 over Dad 2.
He won't even fly.
He
with
won't
him.
even fly. He just ships him on a ship.
Get out.
Get out.
R2, take him out.
R2, take him. Go take him to his other father. I don't care.
And I was convinced that Luke would be that last straw that would like help them win the battle,
Yes.
and he would show up. But
Yes.
no, he lit him, and he was like, "All right, you picked. Get out."
Get out.
See ya.
Fine. You picked Dad 1. Get out. So he left.
Yeah. So that begs the question: are we going to see the continuation of that story? Come the Mandalorian.
From the Mandalorian.
Come Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Right? Are we going to see in the Ahsoka series? Are we going to see Luke talking about how he got rejected by Grogu
By
and
his
stuff
first
like that? By
student.
his first student.
His first student. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
It will be interesting to see how they handle. This is going to be like a multi-arc thing, which I like.
yes.
But anyway.
So it will definitely be interesting. I like our good friend over at Rodian Radio. He's throwing lots of comments out on the Instagram.
We're here for it.
Yeah, he said he went to Toshi Station to get some power converters for his new school. So he's got to get some more new power converters.
I'm going to Tashi Station get some power converters. Yeah, the Eternal
Come on,
Search.
Uncle Ellen.
Maybe that's why he wouldn't come. He's like, listen, I'd come and help you, Grogu, but I'm not going back there because I know I'm going to see Tashi Station, and I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to get some power converters, and that's it.
That's it.
I'll spend all my credits on power converters, and that'll be life.
That'll be what we do. And then we see Cad Bane walking just like we saw Mandalorian or Boba Fett walking earlier. When he went to find Fennec, you see Cad Bane's feet, whatever. Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. Her name, we always just call her by her real name, but Pel Mato is her name. Pale. P-E-L-I.
You mean Amy Sedaris?
Amy Sedaris' real name.
It's Amy Sedaris.
Yeah, it's Amy Sedaris. It's easy. I do like she took every man's decision when the droid tells her that his name is Grogu.
Yes.
I did like that. She was
Sorry,
like,
bud.
What? That's a terrible name. No way I'm calling you that.
Yep. You are all of us.
Yes, so it is
no way
true.
we're calling him that.
We are not calling Norman Grogu. His name is Norman.
Or
so there we
Yodel.
go. Or Yodel.
Or Baby Yoda.
Or Baby Yodel, yes.
Baby Yodel. Ooh, I want a Yodel.
A Baby Yodel. Yodel cakes. Kind of like, silly customer, you cannot crush a Twinkie.
Cakes. What is that one?
That's from The Simpsons.
Is that The Simpsons? That's
Yeah.
Apu. He's not on The Simpsons anymore, right?
No.
That's a whole
no.
thing.
It was a long time ago, yeah.
In a galaxy far, far
Yeah,
away.
they crushed it, and then it popped back up. And he goes, silly customer, you cannot crush a Twinkie. It was awesome.
I miss Apu. I like Apu.
Apu was awesome. And then Cad Bane says this great line. Well, if that isn't the Quatta calling the stifling slimy. I was like, that was such a great line. And it's, the pot calling the kettle black.
Sure, but Star Warsified.
But Star Warsified.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize it at the time, but Mando said it in the last episode of Season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Oh.
He walked in, or Chapter 8, whatever.
Whatever it was.
He walks into Bo-Katan and her crew, and somebody said something to him, and he goes, well, isn't that the Quatta calling the stifling slimy? But when he said it the first time,
it didn't phase you?
It didn't phase me. But when Cad Bane said it, I was like...
Something about the delivery.
The delivery was amazing. I wrote it down. I was like, okay, I need to find out what a Quatta looks like, what a stifling looks like. And before Mandalorian Season 2, we have no idea. So it's apparently something from Cad Bane's home world. Maybe there are two creatures on Cad Bane's home world that have yet to be identified in Wikipedia, which shocks me to no end.
I mean, by now you would think someone had found a footnote in like a comic book that's dusty on the back of George Lucas's shelf that has some mention of that word in Sanskrit, and they would have a whole story by now.
Have a whole story by now, but so
Alas,
I'm gonna have to add a segment into Wikipedia and just make it up, and I'll say
make it happen.
that
And you will be the creator.
yes, a quata is like a 5'8" hairy creature with minor vision problems. And
Keep going. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think what else
That's
I can. And very tattooed.
Oh yeah,
Yes, very
extremely,
tattooed.
Yeah.
And gets around on Vespa scooter bikes as well.
Vespas.
Yes.
All right. Wow.
Yep.
This is quite the animal here.
It is quite the animal.
And what
It's
is the
kinda
other
like,
one?
The other one is tall and slightly overweight, balding.
All right.
And
And they're both slimy.
they're both slimy.
Those
Yeah,
are
and
the
both
both
of
of
them are
them.
slimy.
Just a
So-
bunch of slimy messes.
Yes.
That sounds about right.
It sounds about
You're
right.
slimy. No, you're slimy.
No, you're slimy.
There it is. I like it. So, wow, that was a meandering. I liked that.
Yeah,
that
like that.
was a
I was
good
trying.
bit. You committed to the bit.
I did. I was going all the way,
You gotta
even though I had
commit.
no idea where I was going.
No, man.
Sometimes I start a sentence and I
And I-
just don't know where I'm going.
An improvisation. Oh boy. So yeah,
I just gave you a note. What does it say? It says he has a gun.
I can't show anyone, but he has a gun.
But he has a gun.
So he talks to the syndicate, and he's like, I did the thing, and they're like, cool, you did the thing. And that's about it, right?
And that's about it,
Not
yeah.
much else happens in
No.
that conversation. He's cool. He's got an awesome voice. Like, that voice
Yeah.
is just rad. And then fast forward, what's next?
And
I don't
then,
know,
so then we see.
it was all a blur to me. I only
know.
watched it once, and it was a rush. I had just washed my dog, and so, like, it was crazy.
So then, basically, I think it just turns into just a giant fight at that point in time.
Just from
Oh.
then until the end of the episode.
Oh, what's her name? Fennec decides for the show she needs to tell Boba Fett what I would only assume if you were running a real military operation, you would have had this discussion with everybody beforehand.
Right.
But she's telling Boba Fett how they separated all the people out into the different parts of town to look for everything.
Yeah, it's like that scene in Ocean's 11 where, like, they're describing all the spots, all the different roles, and it's like pan to that person, and he's like in the casino looking all suave, but he's
Yeah.
got like a thing hidden here,
And like the two guys have the balloons and they start fighting, so the balloons go up and just happen to go right over that camera.
oh yeah,
But Ocean's 11 did such a better job of it.
it's like, so we've got like 6 dudes in our army.
Yeah.
2 of them are over there. We took the big hairy one and we put him alone in that section.
He's
of the
alone
city.
over there.
Don't worry, his spine is like 11 feet deep in his back. There's not a
Yes.
chance the axe can go through.
Not a chance that he can get damaged by anything.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, why are you telling him? Like, was Boba not around when you planned this whole thing? I would think, as the leader of the organization, that he would have been there to know this
No,
already.
He said, just take care of this. I'm going for a back to dip.
Yeah, it would have been a lot better if they said, if they were all standing there or something, or and they were like, all right, here's what we're going to do, and then they cut to all those scenes instead of telling him what had already happened. It was like, that seemed weird to me. But when Black Chrysanthemum.
There it is.
There it
I
is.
want to make a sideshow, by the way. Like, someone's got to keep track of the different ways Rob
my gosh.
says we're
All
Star Wars
Star Wars
words.
and words.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be
forget
awesome.
about
I think
it.
the All-Stars might be Sarlacc.
Uh-huh.
Chrysanthemum's not fair, though.
Right,
That's
there's
not,
a
that's
lot
not
of
a fair
yeah,
one. That's
yeah.
that's a tough one. Takes me a lot anyway. Go ahead, Chrysanthemum.
Okay, so they put him in front, and they put him in the town, or in the section that the Trandoshians, which
Which is
and-
something he famously hates.
yes, in comic books, the Trandoshians and the Wookiees do not get along at all. So it was perfect placement to put him in the Trandoshians' territory.
Yeah. Hey, you know these people that really don't like you?
Yeah,
Go hang out with them.
go hang out with them.
Yeah.
Don't hang out with the other people who just don't like anybody.
No,
but
it's okay. You've got a winning smile. There's not
Yeah.
a chance they'll be intimidated
And
by you.
if there's anything I learned from playing, Avengers Hockey will announce to this more, will stand up to this more than what because in Star Wars Galaxies, if you have a rifle, you're really good from really far away. If you're going to be standing in the middle of town, protecting a building or whatever you're doing in the middle of town, the last thing you want is a rifle that is good to shoot things 4 football fields away.
Yeah.
he's trying to shoot these guys with this giant rifle, which was really cool. Don't get me wrong. It was a monster rifle. It was really
I
cool.
think in Star Wars that trumps practicality.
Okay.
Cool factor.
Cool factor.
You know?
Yeah, he should have had 2 pistols or something to be able to fight all those guys off instead of one giant rifle.
Like, you know what would win in a fight with a lightsaber? A miniature Death Star. But, like, it's not as cool to have a miniature Death Star than a laser sword.
Than a laser sword. So
That's
have
essentially a
yeah.
miniature Death Star is just a gun.
Yeah.
And guns aren't cool.
And guns aren't cool. So, yeah. So, I found it funny that he had this giant rifle. I was like, okay, that's not going to stand up.
No.
And it didn't. So, then he got taken down by all the little frog people or lizard people. And then this whole episode was all tropes, more tropes to Westerns.
Yeah, lots of them.
Lots of Western tropes. So,
Even
Butch
the music,
Cassidy and the
like,
Sundance
that's
Kid.
the music, like there was like some acoustic guitar stuff when they were building at the end.
So
Don't get me
Boba
started on
Fett,
the music though.
Boba Fett, and Mando running out from the one thing was almost shot for shot the same as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yep.
There was a lot of references to The Godfather.
Yeah, like with the bowing.
The
as
bowing.
he was walking through town.
Yeah.
Like almost as like the Michael when they're like kind of kissing his ring at the end and stuff.
And even like when Michael's brother, when
Fredo?
Fredo, which one in the toll booth?
When he got shot up.
Yeah, that one was very similar to.
Man, that's gonna annoy me.
Yeah.
But even like the bombing of the club last time reminded me of like a Goodfellas
was a
sort of
Goodfellas
thing, you know?
Goodfellas
So
type of thing as
it's-
well.
I like that they're using some. Again, it's not that these things can't happen just because you're in Star Wars, right? So it's like they're telling stories about things, but it just so happens to be in a galaxy far, far away.
Right, exactly. So you're gonna have gangsters in a galaxy far, far away as well. So it worked out.
I was hoping we get a little Maul action this episode.
I was really surprised that Maul wasn't
season
there.
finale. There's usually like a reveal or like a big. I guess they were hoping the Rancor
Or
would
even,
be that.
even like Maul just showing up at the very end.
Like he did in Solo. Like,
Yeah.
They teased us with that years ago, and it's gone nowhere.
Gone nowhere. It's gone nowhere. It would have been.
I guess
really
they thought
cool.
maybe there'd be another Solo movie, and that's where they were going to go with that. But I'm
Yeah.
sure. I mean, someone's got to pick up that football, right? Like,
They got to, because it's like you can't. And what's his name? The guy who plays him,
Ray Park.
Ray Park, was even posting a couple months back. I got this out of dusting this off, and it was the horns
Maybe
and his
we'll see
headpiece.
Maybe we'll see something in Obi-Wan.
We might see something. That would be really cool.
But the whole
depending
thing,
on when Obi-Wan takes place.
right? Because the whole thing, maybe they'll like show a flashback of like their final encounters. Because I don't know. Because the whole thing with when he finds Obi-Wan is that he didn't know where he was, right? So he didn't know. So how would he find? Yeah. So
who knows?
Anyway.
All right. So a lot of references to westerns, which is really, really cool. The Major Domo mentions Coruscant and how
I liked him this episode. He
Yeah,
was funny.
he was fun this episode, and he was great. So he had, not that it makes me any better in any way that I'm from Coruscant. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is that typical, oh yeah, I went to Harvard. Not that I'm better than you,
Right.
but I went to Harvard. It's like, when your coworkers walk around going, no, you must call me doctor because I have my doctorate.
Yeah, I hate those guys.
Yeah, those guys are the worst.
They're the worst.
So anyway, but then Boba Fett goes, here, give me your iPad.
Yeah, right. Like this random freaking like, here you go, and then Boba's just like, I'm gonna write you a note.
I'm gonna write your little note. Okay, go tell him this little note.
Dear teacher, you can't come to school today.
So he starts reading his note without proofreading it or pre-reading it beforehand.
Let's go, we got this.
He goes, okay, you may dispense with the pleasantries. I'm here to put you back on schedule. And he says,
do you like me? I like you.
I like
check
you.
yes
Check
or
yes,
no.
1. Check yes, you like me, no. Or 3, maybe. Let's get to know each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, and I love the way he was reading it when he was like, my demands are, I'm not giving you anything, okay? And you could tell that he was like, great,
Keep
I'm going to get shot, but I'm going to keep reading
I gotta tell
anyway.
you, I was hoping for it. I
was.
thought, like, come on. You want to do it.
Come on, let's
Come
go.
on, Disney.
Come on, shoot him.
And they faked us out.
They
but-
did. And then that starts the big battle.
Right. That's when it's just chaos until the end of the episode.
Yes.
Which at times was really cool.
Yes.
And at times was really not.
No.
By the way, we learned the name of 2 of those teenagers, Drash and Sked.
Yeah.
And I told Pagan while we were watching, those kids could be on the cover of a book called Characters I Don't Care About.
Correct.
I hate them. Every time they're on screen, I go, why? Why do you do it?
Not that that's an Easter egg, but
matter.
that is a. I'm giving you props for that comment.
It's the
because
worst.
They were the worst, and
The girl specifically, I'm sorry, she's such a bad actor.
yeah.
The guy barely says any words, and he's not great either. But
There was one scene where Black Chrysanthemum gets attacked while they're in the big battle, which also, by the way, if you're in a battle with a whole bunch of people, the last thing you want to do is have all of your people standing behind one small area.
yeah.
It makes it really easy to get picked off. I don't know how they didn't get picked off other than plot armor.
There it is.
But yeah,
we
like
need a season 2.
yeah. Black Chrysanthemum gets knocked over, and then whatever the second guy, whatever his name was,
Sked?
and one of the other rats try to pick him up. Now, Chrysanthemum looks like he's like 8 feet tall compared to them, and probably 500-600 pounds of all muscle at the least.
But they're like, come on, guys.
Yeah, come on,
but
we'll
they've got
take
those prosthetics, you know.
They do, yes, those in all different strange places too.
Joe says those kids redeem Jar Jar, and I really hate to say it, but he's really. And again, I'm not trying to be those salty guys. There it is, right there. There's lots of those salty Star Wars folk out there, and we are not those people.
No.
But I'm gonna call it like I see it, and there was some good stuff in this episode, and some of it just wasn't.
Some
great.
of it wasn't great.
We haven't even made it to the end credits music yet.
No, but I did like. we do find out that speeder bikes in town can go fast.
Yeah, I literally went, wait. There's a speed limit, sir.
Oh yeah.
Did you see the posted
Did you
sign?
see the posted sign? But Fennec, she takes off on her speeder bike.
Like, sorry, y'all.
Hey,
My budget's bigger.
Yes.
I was on the Mandalorian show at first, so I got a little bit of Mando money.
I'm a leading character in
That's
this,
right.
so my bike's going to go much faster.
Sorry, Drash and Sked.
Yeah, Drash and Sked. Even in this, Drash and Sked speeders still were slow as dirt. I'm like, you could have walked faster than they were going.
Dang, Space Vespas.
So the fight begins because Boba says to Cad Bane, we're not going to happen.
We're not going to
take it. That's right.
Demonetized.
And then
due to Fennec, right? Fennec is like, hey, bro, don't let your ego get the best of you.
Yeah.
Which is good because apparently he was wrong.
Yeah.
And by the way, Cad Bane is like, 85 to 90 years old at this point?
Right. And Boba does make reference to how
that he's an old man
now.
Right, but
but
old
he's
man's
still
got
fast.
moves on you,
yeah,
apparently.
He's still got skills.
Enough to not only beat him, but shoot him in an area that's not covered in Beskar.
Right. He can aim around the Beskar. He's that good.
Well, he was.
He was, yeah.
He's Bantha fodder now.
He is Bantha fodder now. But Boba used his knee rockets, which were fun.
Yeah, and a couple, one of those times he did a lotus pose when he was like, "Hee-haw!" and it shot out his leg. It was really silly, but I liked it.
Yeah. Chris wrote in Instagram, the mod speeders reminded me of the steamroller scene in Austin Powers.
Stop!
And also the other scene in Austin Powers was great was when he got the golf cart completely stuck sideways in the hallway.
Yep.
That was also a great scene.
That might be the third Austin Powers reference of the night.
Of the night, yes. And
We're on a
Austin
roll.
Powers didn't just come out, so suddenly
It's been a minute.
It has been a minute, so we're all over it. So yeah, so this is when the All-Star team starts to get together. They bring
the whole band back
Black
together.
Chrysanthemum is just dragging those Trandoshians out of.
They're literally hacking at his spine with
machetes.
axes.
Machetes.
One sticks in his spine. He's like, "Cool story, bro. Let's keep fighting."
Let's keep going.
Wookiees
I'm
are
not
made
take
of
it.
stronger stuff.
They sure are. So I was talking to one of my other friends yesterday, and we were talking about machetes. Danny Trejo, and how useless of a character he was.
Yeah, he showed up for 45 seconds of screen time?
Yeah, and how he would have been an awesome bounty hunter. Because and he was saying, don't even give him rifles or cool weapons or lightsabers. He just wanted machetes. Danny Trejo with two machetes.
How about
I was like vibro machetes. Yeah, vibro machetes to make it Star Wars. It would be so awesome with him just a leather vest, 2 machetes. And people could be shooting, he could be pow, 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 blocking bullets with the machetes and just be total.
But no,
so cool.
Instead we get 45 seconds of screen time and apparently off-screen training, which involved our boy growing a lot.
Yes, because from that scene until 4 episodes later,
He goes from a puppy
uh-huh,
to a big boy.
to a big boy.
And he loves his daddy.
Yes, he does.
And they can ride real well together, which, again, it was a really cool part of the scene. I
Right.
liked parts of it. Some of the CGI for that, like, every time they had that crotch shot,
Oh yeah,
like, I was like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, man?
yeah. This is yeah. So the fight's going. They're losing.
Of course, you have to lose it first.
They're getting knocked down. They're thinking of ways to Mando is saying, "Look, I'm sticking with you. If we die, we die."
Right.
And
we haven't gotten to the destroyers yet. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're oh, we did get to the destroyers, right?
Well, we didn't get to the people from Freetown didn't show up yet.
Right.
So yeah, and then I did like the Major Domo when they're talking about. I think that was even beforehand because they're talking about dying, and the Major Domo goes, "Well, I have another option. What if we just try and barter with them or whatever?" So yeah, but then the people from Freetown show up, and they show up in the V-35 spaceship, and then now everybody's just hiding behind the spaceship. They don't spread out. They don't do anything like that. Hide behind it, and then I liked. At one point, Boba says, "All of you guys run," and they show them. They're like jogging. I'm like,
what's the rush?
"What's the rush?" There's a whole bunch of pikes shooting you. We're just gonna jog out of
It's
here.
hot.
It's hot.
It's
We're in
sand.
a desert.
It's hard to run on sand.
Maybe that's what it was. Okay, I'll give them that. It was hard to run in sand.
It really is.
It really was.
You ever try running because your feet are hot on the dunes?
Yeah.
You're like, your feet just slip more, and you're like, my feet are on fire.
Yeah, and your steps are getting smaller because you're trying to push harder and you're just sliding backwards.
Yep.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you've got like 5 like bags plus the chairs and the umbrella.
Yep. And the
like,
wagon.
And the
and
wagon.
everything
You've
else,
got
and
a
the
kid
cooler
who's
and the
like
kid.
crying because
Yep.
they dropped their ice cream.
Yeah, and in the sand, and you
And
won't
their
let them
feet
go
are
back and
hot,
get it, and their
yeah.
feet are hot. They just want to get to the wet sand.
Why can't you carry me?
Yeah, shut up. Yep.
Fatherhood.
That's right. It's fun. Then we see the Scorpion Neck Annihilator droids.
Yeah, I guess these got upgraded from Phantom Menace because
Yeah.
they were bigger, and that's if there's anything that I know is that in anything, bigger means stronger. And
Bigger
better,
means
right?
stronger, right?
Which is funny because I think at one point when Cad Bane and Boba were talking to each other, Cad goes, "You've gone soft in your old age," and Pagan goes, Is that a euphemism? Is he messing with him?
Does he need a blue pill? What's he talking about?
If it persists for more than 4 hours, please consult your
Please
Bacta
consult your
tank.
doctor. Yeah, consult your Bacta tank.
Oh boy.
So these really big, cool Annihilator droids start showing up, and they're walking down, and they're just blowing everybody up. And then people are there; they can't
running.
get through, but yet they're gonna keep shooting.
Yeah, like I'm sorry. Why did they keep shooting?
I'm not really sure.
And then when, like, again, Din, Kyle, my friend, what made you think that the wrist-mounted flamethrower
yes,
was the call here?
yes, or even better, Boba, what made you think that the jet rocket launcher was going to get through the bubble? So he starts.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Go ahead.
okay. Yeah, so they try to flamethrow through the bubble. That doesn't work. They try setting the rocket on it. That doesn't work. Which I was looking because then Boba Fett does get the rocket back. And I'm like, wait, how did he get it back? When he went back to, when he jetpacked out of there to go get I was going to say Bantha, to get the Rancor, he stopped and reloaded his rocket at the same time.
You think?
Yes, because he left, he didn't have it when he came back riding on the Rancor. He had another
to
rocket.
go back to the palace.
Yeah.
So I mean,
So he
you
said,
fly
while
by,
I'm here,
you just grab it. You know,
while I'm here, I'm going to grab a couple of ice cream sandwiches. I'm going to grab a rocket,
ice cream
and
sandwiches.
then then I will.
Did that even wind up being worth a damn? Like, what
No.
did that rocket wind up doing? Nothing, right?
Nothing. I think he shot it at something else that did absolutely nothing. Also.
Good.
So yeah, so then they're fighting, and Chrysanthemum realized if I shoot this enough, I start to weaken it. But then he tried to stick his hand through it, and then the Scorpion droid just went and just kicked him aside.
So I guess that was their way of like showing us, like, hey, if you're strong enough, you can get through it.
Yeah.
Man, if this big Wookiee's not strong enough, what could possibly
What could
be
possibly
strong
get through?
enough?
What's stronger than a Wookiee? Oh, I know, a Rancor.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
even
we
the
knew it
Rancor
coming.
was like trying to squish it. It was really funny because he's like squishing in the dome is kind of like changing shape and whatever.
And all the while, Kyle is still like, pew, pew, pew.
Yeah,
pew,
I'm
pew,
going to
pew,
keep
pew,
shooting.
pew, pew.
I'm going to keep shooting over here.
But they did do a pretty darn good job with most of the Rancor shots, especially when it was Rancor versus droid and they could do just CGI.
Yeah, just
it looked better.
full on CGI versus
when they
CGI.
tried to do CGI on people, it didn't work.
And there was even a scene when when Cad Bane flamethrowed the Rancor and he ran away. Cad Bane, they had a shot over Cad Bane's shoulder, basically. It was from far away, but over his shoulder as the Rancor's climbing up the building. It looked so bad because there was an actor standing there, and then they had the Unreal behind it of the. It would have been 10 times better if you just CGI'd Cad Bane in as well.
Yeah.
My son's really big with the Marvel stuff more, and there's like entire fight scenes with Spider-Man and bad guys that there's no humans involved whatsoever. The whole thing is all
because
CGI.
That's how it has to be sometimes.
Yeah.
They're afraid of CGI Star Wars because they went so bananas with it when the technology was new and bad.
Yeah.
Then now they're like, oh, CGI bad.
CGI,
but like,
yeah.
You can do it well.
Yeah.
When it's appropriate.
Right.
You don't need to CGI, the eyebrows off of Darth Vader.
Right. Yeah. He doesn't matter. Like it's fine.
Anyway.
Nobody noticed that he had eyebrows until you CGI'd him off.
That's the truth. So anyway.
So we break one shield and then we start to and then the mods start running away and they're separating the three Scorpion Annihilator droids.
Right. That's right. Mando takes one.
The
kids take another.
So Mando gets through the bubble. He climbs on top very easily, slices one of the guns off.
And he's really struggling.
And then instead of he slices the left one off, just slice the right one off. You don't need to kill it at that point in time. You already
think so.
They're not attacking people with their feet. They're shooting people. So
although he did start attacking the Rancor with his feet, he was stabbing him in the chest, right?
yeah, but that
was later.
That was later.
Yeah.
They wanted to they were shooting everybody else. He knocked the one gun off real easily. Just pick it up, boom, do the other one.
I guess again they're showcasing the fact that he's not very good with it.
He's not very good with it, and maybe that's
he barely used it, and I guess that's kind of why.
Yeah,
they're still showing that he kind of sucks.
And when he was attacking the dome, you could see he hits it, and then it falls to the ground. I still can't handle this thing. I'm still not good at it.
Yep, and that's cool. I like that. We're gonna see that build, but you're smarter than this, Kyle.
Yeah.
Stop shooting it. It's not working.
Right. So then Amy Sedaris shows up.
Yeah.
With her fun little droid
with
Anakin,
little Grogu just under a blanket.
Under a blanket. She didn't.
Shh,
it was
don't ruin the surprise.
It's a surprise. And then
she's got her little camera set up. She's like, "We're gonna film it. We're gonna put it on YouTube. We're gonna get all these likes. They're gonna put it on the Today Show. It's gonna be on there. The Hoda copy is gonna love this.
She's gonna love it. It's gonna be amazing." So then she shows up and well,
I don't mind the other one, but I hate Hoda.
Well, is it still Kathy Lee or
it's Hoda and Jenna Bush Hager.
Okay, because when it was Hoda and Kathy Lee, they were even worse.
It was the worst. Yeah.
But it was fun watching Saturday Night Live make fun of them. That was really good.
True. As we sit here with our drinks, but at least it's the evening.
Yeah, it's not 9:00 in the morning. It's not at the 9 a.m. hour, and we don't get drunk every day because we're drinking hardcore for an hour.
Because we're suckers and we chose the low life.
Yes, we did.
They're sitting there at 9 a.m. with wine. They go home to a hot tub and
a
$50
giant
billion
house and all this money. Yeah, and we don't. So
hey, go to Patreon. We could live that dream. Let us live our dreams.
Let us live our dreams.
Money.
So she was the same thing that we saw when the Vespa crew first rolled through town. That one, and it was also the same thing that Anakin and Padme were in when they visited somewhere as well. There was another meme that somebody said, "Call a guy Annie one too many times and see what happens." And that's what happens. Call a guy Annie, and he turns into Darth Vader.
That'll happen, man.
That'll happen. Yep. So then we see, which we all predicted, Boba Fett riding in on the Rancor. I said that was going to happen.
I think you mentioned that the first episode.
As soon as we see the Rancor,
we're going to see that.
We're going to see him riding it.
Why else would he get one?
Yeah. Oh, we had a Wilhelm scream.
Oh, did we? I
We
missed
did.
it.
Yeah, you missed it. You love the Wilhelm
I
screams.
do. I was actually listening for it too. I'm like, they got to put one in, right?
When when the Rancor throws a pike gets tossed across Mos Espa by Boba Fett's Rancor. You hear a Wilhelm scream.
You know what a Wilhelm scream is? That's an Easter egg.
Oh dear. Is it an Easter egg?
Rob, you're
Is it?
slacking. There it is. We need like you to take the lock off that iPad.
I know.
We need constant access.
Constant access to
To
the
our-
to the Wilhelm to the yes.
Our horns to herald the Easter egg.
And then we have another standoff, Boba Fett and Cad Bane. This is a fun
well,
standoff.
but before that,
Uh,
before that happens, he destroys the remainder of the machines.
yes.
Right. I remember specifically because at one point, like the machine is getting all messed up or is messing up the Rancor, and it's all sad, and the Rancor just decides, ooh, and just like tosses him.
Yeah.
And Pagan literally just as we're watching goes, "Who's your daimyo?" Oh no, wait, that might have been when Boba did that. Either way, Pagan had a really good
That's
"Who's
a
your
great
daimyo?"
line. Who's your daimyo?
line.
Yeah, that's a good line.
I probably butchered. But
I did like the Rancor ripping the one thing apart. That was
yeah,
good.
and it was a total callback to Episode 3 because he literally had him in his hands, and Boba went, "Do it."
Do it.
And then he ripped it
yeah.
like this,
Yep.
just like kind of Anakin kind of just doing.
Yep.
So I think that was very intentional.
That
for
was
sure.
very intentional.
So yeah, then we have our Cad Bane sort of. Oh wait, because that was. Are you preparing? Because that was an Easter egg.
I was,
didn't-
yeah.
We
I
missed the
couldn't
moment.
hit it,
That's
but yeah,
okay.
the moment is gone
All right.
now.
Well, we'll make that a little more fluid in the
We
future.
will
but we
next
have
time,
it,
yeah.
so that's the important part. So yeah, they have their standoff, and of course Boba loses because why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he?
Right,
And
it
this
can't
is
be that
once
easy.
again going back to old westerns. Like another standoff with, and historically we've through the comics and all that stuff that Cad Bane, taught Boba. That's how Boba or. They had the same lines and stuff like that. So they have had run-ins together, and that's when he says, "I'm not a little boy anymore."
Right.
So that they did work together, and he says, "This is the final lesson. This isn't the first time I beat you out on a job," which goes back to Star Wars: The Clone Wars story, season 7, when Boba and his mentor butted heads way back in the Clone Wars. So, yep, and then Boba tries to outdraw Cad Bane.
Doesn't work.
And doesn't work. And then Cad
Which is
Bane,
silly because he's wielding a two-handed weapon that his hand is already on.
Yeah, and once again, a pistol is a lot lighter and a lot faster to draw than it is that big rifle that he has. That,
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's like
not made for it.
no.
Yeah.
So all we needed was the deputy to come back and really take the brunt of everything.
You're right. But then of course, like Cad Bane does the bad guy thing, and instead of just going, "I won," double tap. He
Yeah.
goes, "Let me be a cool guy and have a cool guy thing to say."
I got to monologue you now,
Yeah.
and I'm going to slowly walk closer to you because everything I do is slow.
And I feel like they didn't have his gaffy stick on his back until partway through the episode.
Yeah, I think he got that also when he got his Bantha,
because
or
like
his
rocket,
Rancor. Yeah, and his rocket. Yeah.
Because like he didn't have that, I don't think, at the beginning,
No.
and then like as I'm watching, like he's got that gaffy stick now. He's gonna use
Yeah,
it.
it was funny because when they're doing the standoff, I see this weapon and I'm thinking, oh, he has the Beskar stick.
Right.
But I was like, wait, they pulled the point off of the Beskar
No,
stick.
they completely melted it down.
They melted the. Well, okay, I thought they just cut the tip off, but they melted the whole thing down.
Oh,
It's
maybe
all
they
gone.
just cut the tip off.
Yeah, but so it's like, okay, that's not it. And then I was like, oh, it's his gaffy stick.
yeah.
But the same thing. It wasn't there earlier.
Yeah,
so
like if you're gonna have it there the whole time. Otherwise, it's like, oh, that's gonna be used. It's like when you're watching a cartoon as a kid, and like the one part of the background is
a different
colorful,
color,
and
yeah.
you're like,
Uh-huh.
oh, well, someone's gonna come in that
someone's
door.
going to come through that door.
Yeah.
Yep. You can always tell which door is going to be used. Or Dukes of Hazzard. I don't know if you ever saw the Dukes of Hazzard.
I saw the one with us,
Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville. That's the one I saw.
On the TV show, they always had cameras inside the cars that were always chasing the General Lee.
Right.
And you could always tell which of the cars was about to roll over because it had a roll cage inside of it.
You could spot the roll
Yeah,
cage.
so you can see the roll cage. So you're like, oh, that car's about to flip, boom, 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 and it flipped
Nice.
over. So yeah, I guess it's a little bit safer than not having a roll cage and having a car flip over. I think the
Sure.
driver wouldn't like that as much.
Sure, but sloppy camera work.
Sloppy camera work. Yeah, so whatever. So then Cad Bane comes over, starts monologuing about how awesome he is and about how not awesome Boba Fett is, and he pulls out the gaffy stick and starts hitting him with it.
And he's a fast draw with that gaffy stick.
He
man.
sure was.
He was up on his feet, and Cad Bane was like on his ass, and then all of a sudden he's like, "You're a killer. You suck." And Boba's like, "No, I'm not." And he goes, "Yes, you are." And it turns out he is.
Turns out he is.
Turns out he was right.
Turns out, well, or is he?
Or,
I
you know,
mean,
I guess technically he could drop him in his back to tank, right?
yeah, and that's I thought we were gonna see him in the back to tank,
but
we didn't
apparently
yet.
It was,
so
it
yeah,
was Danny Cordray.
that it was. Yes, it was.
So yeah, he stabs him in the heart and he wins, and it's like hooray! And he walks around town and they're all smiling. Oh no, wait! But then there's the King Kong moment.
The King Kong, yes.
Right, where the Rancor's going
The
crazy.
Rancor
and they're
starts
all
going
like,
nuts.
Hey, see that giant thing? Remember those things that our guns didn't work on?
Yeah.
Let's try it on this guy.
Let's
now.
try it on this guy.
Oh, it's not working. No, keep going. It's fine.
Because the big guns didn't stop it.
Right.
So our little guns are definitely
Right.
going to stop it.
He's roaring. Then that means it's working.
It's working.
You're fine.
Yes, you're okay.
Yeah.
He's almost down. So when he comes out with the X-34 speeder in his hand, I think that was, if you watch the very beginning when Cad Bane first walks into town, there are some Jawas that they have a speeder bike up on some cinder
Right.
blocks and they're taking some parts out of it. So
Easter egg.
Easter egg. It was the same ship that they put up on cinder blocks earlier.
Oh boy. Star Wars fans, we love our Easter eggs.
We sure do love our Easter eggs. So he's going nuts. He's climbing up like King Kong. He's raising his fist. Mando's
I was
like,
expecting him to grab a speeder out of the air.
yes.
And have just a lady. Well, that was nice. I don't know what that was.
I don't know,
but
it was
I
the
liked
next sound effect on YouTube.
was
Yeah,
nice.
it was nice. It was rewind.
But I was expecting him to grab like Cara Dune or something. She was
Yeah.
walking by, just grab her, be like, "Oh, you're my girlfriend now."
Yes, you're my girlfriend now. But instead, Mando
girl-
goes up there and
Oh,
is
that's
like,
right.
I can tame him.
Yeah.
I'll-
Because he was so good at doing the
The
blurgs.
blurgs.
Yeah.
He finally learned how to ride a blurg, so of course he can ride.
thing.
Same thing.
Same thing.
He had the same
Quill would be
results.
proud.
Quill would be very proud. I have spoken.
Yeah,
He would
sure
be very
did.
proud because, he got thrown off of that.
Right away.
Right
Literally
away.
grabs the dude and is like, "Get out of here."
Yeah, it's like
Oh no! First he tries to chew his head off.
yeah, he keeps biting on the helmet. And it's like,
Thank
conk,
goodness it didn't
conk.
slide just a
Just
little
a little
lower.
bit more. Yeah,
It would have just
yeah.
suddenly we're not on Disney anymore.
he would have looked just like Jango Fett
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been bad.
like father, like son.
Oh, so funny. But yeah, so he chops his head off, and oh no, he doesn't chop his head off. Spoiler alert.
Just maybe scratches the best guard.
Scratches
just the
it a
weest
little
of
bit.
bits.
Yeah.
And then says, "You don't feel good. I don't like the texture. It's
don't
not a
like-
taste thing. It's the texture.
It's like mashed
like-
potatoes for me.
You don't like the texture of mashed
No,
potatoes? What
not
are you,
even.
an animal?
I am. I don't.
Do you like coconut?
Yeah, I love coconut.
See, because most people are like that with coconut. See, I don't mind it, but I don't like the texture.
Ah.
But mashed potatoes has no texture.
It's just mushy.
Yeah.
Like I want to chew my own food up. I don't want it already chewed up for me.
But what about lumpy mashed potatoes? What about soup?
I like soups.
You don't chew your soup?
No, you slurp it. And like, yeah, I don't know. Not a fan of mashed potatoes.
All right.
Look at that. You learned something new, boys
I
and
sure
girls.
did.
There you go.
Oh boy! All right. Well, while I try and figure out how to
Trying
deal with
to-
life, now that I know that Rob doesn't like mashed potatoes,
Can you put that as a poll? Who else doesn't like mashed
yeah, right?
potatoes
I
in
mean,
there?
maybe maybe we ought to figure out like is Rob crazy? Like mashed potatoes.
mashed
Like,
potatoes. I don't like mashed potatoes. I don't like them.
I think I've met 2 other people in my life who don't
And
like
peanut
mashed
butter. I
potatoes.
don't like peanut butter either. Same
Oh,
thing. I don't like the
boy.
texture of. Yeah.
I mean, we're talking texture. There are similar textures.
Yeah. Now Reese's peanut butter cups that have peanut butter inside of them, I could eat.
But
1,000
that peanut
of them.
butter is kind of gritty.
Yeah, it's gritty.
got
It's
some
like
texture
it's
to it.
dried out to it. Yeah, I love it. So I could eat 1,000 of those.
Me too.
And
I
regular
do,
peanuts, I
regularly.
could eat a whole thing of
I
regular
like peanuts. You just don't like
I
the butter.
I don't. Yeah, I don't like.
Do
I
you
don't
like
like
butter?
I like butter.
Do you like almond butter?
I don't know if
Do
I've
you like
had
cookie butter?
cookie butter. What is cookie butter?
You've never had cookie butter?
No.
We got to get you to like a Trader Joe's.
Yeah, I got to find some cookie butter.
Dude, how often you're in Marlton?
I mean, I'm gonna go there to go to Trader Joe's to get some cookie butter to see
Dude,
what
it's
makes it better.
literally just like a jar of peanut butter, but instead of peanut butter, it's like
Cookie dough.
cookie butter. It's literally like the texture of peanut butter, but it tastes like delicious sweet cookie delight.
Oh, interesting. We'll have to look it up and I'll have to go.
How about
get it.
Nutella?
Nutella? I like. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting.
We're learning
And
a
I
lot
like-
of new things about Rob.
And I
today.
like French fries, baked potatoes.
Just not mashed.
Just not mashed.
How about pierogi?
And no.
Okay, because that has mashed potatoes inside.
Yeah, it has mashed potatoes inside.
How about cream of potato soup?
No. Ooh, no.
Okay, so
No,
that
thank
makes
you.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah. People online.
They're like, wait, what is?
People online are like, "What's going on? What happened? Wasn't this a Star Wars podcast we were on? Suddenly we're on
Yeah, right.
what Rob likes to eat and doesn't eat."
Apparently, Brenda makes cookie butter ice cream.
Oh,
Says Brian. Well, we'll have to get
Yeah,
on that.
yeah.
Mashed potatoes are Brian's all-time favorite food.
all right. So what
What's
we'll
your
do?
all-time favorite food?
All-time
All-time.
favorite food?
9 a.m., midnight, yesterday, 3 years ago, 2 years from now.
I'd probably have to say tacos, Taco Bell.
Tacos.
Yeah, I
Not,
don't know.
Not
No.
like just tacos.
Yeah.
Just generic. I like it. That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I could
That's
have
your desert
tacos
island
for
food.
breakfast.
You
yeah.
can have one thing for the rest of your life, tacos.
I don't know. We'll have to come back to this because I like a lot of foods,
Yeah.
but I don't
That's a
like.
tough one.
I mean, pizza, pepperoni pizza.
Not mashed potatoes, though.
Not mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes would definitely not be there. I don't know if you watch on Big Brother. They people when they're the TV show Big Brother when they're a have-not, they have to eat slop, which is like oatmeal.
Oh, I like oatmeal.
Yeah, I think I would lose 20 pounds if I was on slop because I would probably eat it just enough. It's also like the texture thing. I don't like
Oh, I see.
it. It has a
But
similar texture.
you don't like oatmeal? You're not an oatmeal guy?
Not really. I'm but like oatmeal bars because it's hard.
Right, but
But
not
like
the
soft
creamy
oatmeal, the creamy oatmeal,
I like
probably not.
creamy
No,
oatmeal.
yeah.
I like
no.
creamy things.
Yeah.
I'm a creamy kind of guy.
There you go.
Anyway.
Anywho,
This has been
This
Food
commercial
Chat.
break.
Food chat with Nick and Rob. So did we
we're
get to the end of the
almost
episode?
done.
Yeah,
we didn't get to
we
the
did.
end of it. We're almost done. So
Right.
then,
Oh, that's right. Grogu intervenes. Right? He's like, Dad, you're terrible at this.
Rodian Podcast came back on and he goes, I thought I was watching a Boba Fett review, and when I hopped on here, I'm suddenly on a good review TV show. Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you never
So-
know what you're going to get with Bantha
You never know what
Podcast.
you're going to
That's
get with
true.
us. That is true.
Well, you know some things.
Yes.
But not
so,
everything.
Yeah, so we get to the end. He then finally beats.
He pets the
Oh, yeah.
puppy.
He pets the
Right?
puppy.
He says, "Puppy, relax, puppy.
Yeah,
I give you head pats." And he goes, nap time."
nap time.
And
so,
all is well.
Because he used up all of his
And-
powers. And I love when he does it. He's got those 3 little fingers, but
Yeah.
you see like his hand shaking.
Yeah. But the best thing doesn't even happen until after. He like walks up, he pats him on the head, and he just curls up next to him and takes a nap in the sand.
Yeah,
It's so dumb, and I love it.
and I love it.
It's the best thing.
Because it's
Like,
the cutest thing. It's like when you have a little puppy, like we always have puppies in my house. We have a little puppy and it lays down right next to the big dog, and he just curls up in there.
and it's just kind of like it's another moment when it happened was when Grogu, like, we get this epic Grogu training montage to learn that he can do all these sorts of things. He's got powers. Really, the only reason we learned that he can jump is so
Was
that
so
he
they
could
could
jump
jump-
at Kyle,
So he can jump into Kyle's arms,
which was also freaking adorable.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yes. He was like, "Yay! Oh,
I-
I'm so happy to see you."
I was like, me too, Kyle.
Yes.
Me too, Grogu.
Me too.
I missed you too, buddy.
Yes. Rodin Radio wrote, he said, I didn't realize I was on a food podcast. And he goes, but our food is literally in your name, Bantha Milk.
Yeah, it's
So, I mean, there we go. So now we know what we can do
Ooh.
in between seasons.
we can do
is
some
we can
Star
do
Wars recipe stuff.
Star Wars recipes and food and all kinds of stuff like that. So, yes. So,
Right, you just open up a whole new world.
thank
of
you very much. Oh,
possibilities.
jeez.
Ooh, there it is.
That scared me. Oh,
Hey.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I
we're
wanted
not
to
there
get into
yet.
that. Yeah,
Oh,
we're not
boy.
there yet, but I was getting it ready.
Oh boy.
Johnny Jalopy is watching
Joppy
us.
Jelani.
Hi, Johnny Jalopy. What's up, buddy?
Johnny Jalopy, you have the most fun name to spoonerize. Joppy Jelani is my favorite. But anyway,
Joppy Jelani.
Johnny Jalopy has been on the show. We're happy to have you in the studio,
Yeah.
my friend. You should check him out. He does a sketchy live every Monday.
Every
night,
Monday nights at 9:30 Eastern.
right on his Facebook and
Yep,
on his
on
Instagram
his Facebook Live,
right?
yep.
He'll sketch lots of really awesome stuff, usually automobile and hot rod related.
Yes.
So check out Joppy Jelani or Johnny Jalopy.
Johnny
as he is
Jalopy,
known, actually,
yep.
not when I say
He's
silly
a famous
things.
TV star. If you watch car shows,
That's
he
right.
has designed quite a few car shows. Wrote in radio as I'm talking, just wrote something else. But he has been on with Ian Roussel, a world famous car designer, and has done a lot of collabs with him. And so it's very exciting that we have had him on our show because he's been on national television as well.
You know, I
Yes, he's
made,
famous.
speaking of famous, I made waffles for Ray Romano once. So,
Nice.
I'm kind of a big deal, too.
You are kind of a big deal. And the kid from Stranger Things.
Yes. His I actually know his sister, right? And they came into our restaurant. But, I mean, I made waffles for Ray Romano.
For Ray Romano.
So it's
Yes,
pretty cool.
It was.
And he said what's up to me. So that's
there you
kinda
go.
Yeah.
With his nasally voice.
Yeah, he was
What's
talking
up?
to my dad at the time.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Was his big tall brother there also?
No, he was too busy at Jimmy's John's.
He was getting 2 hoagies
Yes.
for the price of one.
I got to tell you, those might be my favorite commercials.
Yeah,
The Jimmy's John's.
What about us who don't have 2 friends? Yes, it's pretty funny. Rodent Radio, we got to do this. Lots of laughs. I'm totally in. We'll hook up a collab together as
Yes,
well.
please.
Yes, I love it.
Absolutely.
Let's get through the show, and then we can talk to all of our fans after that.
We finish it out. He pets the puppy. They say, "Hey, we got to rebuild." We get the how's it end?
So baby Udall crawls up in his lap, and
They take a
then
nap.
they take a nap. And then Amy Sedaris says, "I guess we're not having a barbecue this time because they had the barbecue after they
The crate dragon.
Crate dragon, yeah. And then cute little scene with Baby Yoda in the back of his his Naboo
which we all
starfighter.
knew
Yeah.
was the Baby Yoda spot.
Yeah.
And he had his little ball back.
And he's banging on the glass. He's, come on.
Such a little
Come on.
kid
Do it.
thing to do.
And you know what? This reminds me that was so funny. When I watched it back the second time, I was like, oh my gosh. When I was a kid, my Uncle Chuck, rest in peace, he would always pretend when we were driving in the car, he would push the 4-way flasher button.
Okay.
And he would tell us that it was
That's
his
the
turbo,
turbo?
as his
Sure,
turbo
sure.
button. So he would push that, and then he'd gas it, and woo, and it was just like this. So as he's
Right.
doing it, when he flipped that switch, it was my uncle
You knew.
hitting the 4-way flasher button, and then it takes off, and so it was
See,
so much fun.
I thought that he wanted to like sit on his lap. I thought, oh, that's cute. But when he hit the button, it was like, all right, that's rad.
Mm-hmm.
This little 50-year-old kid just wants to fly.
He did, yeah. Rodent Radio real fast said, let's take a moment of silence for the 2 Gamorrean guards, Bebop and Rocksteady, who we saw in episode 1 kick butt when Boba Fett didn't know that he had a jetpack on his back and he's getting beat up. Bebop and Rocksteady come and save the day, and now today they just get pushed off a cliff.
Literally just with pokers, like, hey.
Yeah, hey, back up.
And
it
then
was,
they just squeal on the way down.
yeah, it made me laugh because it was dog people beating up and
Pig
pushing
people.
back pig people.
Yeah.
So it made me laugh. But yeah.
Such a strange, like that was such a strange play anyway, having those Gamorrean guards. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess they wanted to like have like a callback to Jabba's palace and stuff, but
Right.
whatever.
So
I'm not terribly concerned with our poorly departed Bebop and Rocksteady, though. That is an excellent reference.
It
my
is a
friend.
great
Well
reference.
done. I grew up on Ninja Turtles.
I'm a little disappointed that they did that to us because that was my role on Star
That's
Wars.
right.
I've been filling out the part nicely.
Well, we both have ourselves photoshopped as those Gamorrean guards. So
yes, and
unfortunately.
yeah. I mean,
we're-
I'll still
we're
be able to go
donezo.
sign autographs because I was in 3 episodes,
That's right.
so I'll still be able to go sign autographs.
That's
but
3 more episodes than a lot of Star Wars characters. So there
that's
you go.
right. It is true. So, and then we get to this, and then
I'm so
tell me
upset.
if you hear what I heard for
so
the very
upset.
first time all season.
It makes me angry. I'm annoyed. I'm so annoyed. And it goes on the whole
And
time.
it goes on the whole time. They keep saying it over and over again.
Like Boba Fett, Boba Fett,
Yeah.
Boba Fett. Like, and it's one thing to write literally the worst song in Star Wars ever.
Okay.
It's another
Boba
thing
Fett.
to debut the lyrics on John Williams' birthday.
Oh.
Because today is John Williams'
Happy birthday, John
Happy
Williams.
Happy
He's 90.
90th birthday,
90th
John
birthday.
Williams. Or as he was listed in the credits when he wrote the music for Gilligan's Island. There's a reference
There
for
you go.
Johnny Williams.
Johnny Williams.
Johnny Williams, who wrote the music for Gilligan's Island. There it is. 90th birthday. No person alive has more Oscar nominations. Only one person not alive has more. Do you know who that is?
It was no, I forget.
Walt
but-
Disney.
Oh yes,
Walt Disney's
Yes.
the only person who has more Oscar nominations than John Williams. And to disrespect him on his birthday like this,
By-
I was so angry. Like, are you kidding? Like, literally. So my wife and I are really gross and whatever. But I've called her Boba Fett like my entire relationship with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have my Boba Fett inscribed on the inside of my ring. Sometimes I just make up songs because I'm a weird dude, and I think literally I've sung that song before. I think I've literally sung to her while we were Boba Fett, Boba Fett, and then they just decided to like use my lyrics.
They used your lyrics.
I'm expecting royalty
Yes.
checks, but it was the worst music. Like, what were they thinking? What made them think? You know what would make this song better?
If we just said his
name over and over.
over and over again, yeah.
Like, at least when it was just the weird kind of humming, it was kind of tribal and kind of like mysterious. Brian says yesterday was his birthday. Don't tell my wife that, Brian, because all day today she was like, "Are you sure it was today and not yesterday?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure. Yes, it's today. Stop it." So, yeah, all right, whatever. But, yeah, he's 90
close
in
enough.
a day. You know. Whatever.
He's still celebrating today.
Yes, today it's his birth
Yeah,
week,
February 8th is when he was born, according to Wikipedia,
which was yesterday.
which was yesterday. Unless you're in Singapore, then it was 2 days ago.
Right. When Joe, our Asian correspondent, was celebrating the coming out of this show, it was John Williams' birthday because he's ahead of us.
He's
So
ahead of us, yeah.
we'll just
So
call
there
it
we
that.
go. So that's why you're referencing it today, because it was
exactly
according to Joe. Yes. So there we go. Yes. So they just threw the words Boba Fett over and over again.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Boba Fett.
That's what we should do with our Bantha Milk.
There you go.
Bantha Milk podcast.
I wish I knew somebody who could write a really cool song with just using the words Bantha Milk
If
podcast.
only.
If only. So
And
yes.
then, of course, we're like, in a normal one, we'd be like, "Oh, well, it's time to end." But we're like, "No," because Rob told me there's a post-credit scene.
So
You
we
gotta wait.
we are the Marvel Universe at the last episode of every season.
Just once.
Yes.
Right? And so they're like, all right, we got to save the best for last, right? We got to drop this little thing. It's going to tease people. They're going to go, wow, I'm so excited for us
Big
to
teaser
come.
for one of these seasons
Right.
of any one of those 8 shows that are about to come out next.
And it's just, oh, by the way, remember Danny Cordray? He's still fine.
He's fine. He's in the back of the tank. And one of the modder dudes is about to mod something.
Yeah. So, like,
Now, it looked like he got shot in a
like
similar
the- yeah.
spot that Boba Fett got shot, up in his like shoulder area.
right.
So is he going to have like a robotic whole
Like
arm?
a super quick draw.
A
sort
super
of a
quick
thing.
draw.
That'd be kinda cool.
Yeah, kind of like
But again, it just seemed like really lackluster post-credit scene. Like,
yeah.
why is that? Okay, cool. Like, nice. I'm glad because I liked him.
Yeah.
But, like, show me Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Show
Like-
me the bad guy in the next. Like, give me conflict. That's the whole thing that Boba Fett was missing was any buzz.
Any buzz,
Every
yeah.
single episode was like, oh, that's okay. Oh,
Yeah, or
okay.
show like the next bad guy that's coming to
Yeah.
town. Like have a ship landing and you just see like a silhouette of somebody that you think could be this bad guy.
Yeah,
or that
or
bad
like
guy.
you see the hilt of a lightsaber, you're like, oh, what's that? Or like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Or the spurs. You just hear feet and spurs like what they did in Mando. We're like, that's Boba Fett. Yeah. So we were so excited for that, but then they did this and they did nothing. Every MCU movie, when it ends, you sit there for 2.5 to 3 hours watching a Marvel movie. You think it's the most awesome thing in the world.
And you're at the end, you have to pee.
You have to pee.
You're stuffed with popcorn. But
32 ounces of soda.
But
because
still, you're like, I got to sit here.
I got to sit here. And then the post-credits is like a trailer for the next movie.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
You're like, oh, my God, I can't wait. I got to go pee. But I'm so excited.
Yeah.
This didn't have that. This had no excitement there at the end of it. We were like, meh, meh. So, yeah.
Womp womp. So that's the end of the final episode. I think it has its highs and its lows. I think it was underwhelming overall.
I think
but
the whole
not bad.
series overwhelming.
The whole
Not
series
bad,
was
yeah.
absolutely underwhelming.
Yeah.
like, without a doubt. But we can break down that whole thing next week because we are going to talk all about the season, kind of what we thought it was, where we thought it would be, and where it is now, and kind of speculate about what we have coming forward, as well as talk about our all-star match,
All-star
and stuff
ballots
like
and stuff that
right?
are, yeah.
So
one
but,
last
yeah.
thing that Roden Radio wrote, he said that he does agree with us that he hated the mod people. Like you said, they were a complete waste of time.
Yeah, like
and easily forgettable. He said he would have loved it better if they replaced them with Denger, Bosick, Hondo,
Yeah.
Hondo and Nako would have been fun.
Hondo would have been great. Dengar would have been a deep pull because, like, I think a lot of people like us who like Star Wars would know him, but like, I guess Dengar was in Clone Wars too as like when he was younger, but Hondo was like a big. So I think like pulling in a Hondo would be cool.
Yeah, would be really cool. And he even
especially since he's like in Galaxies now, right? You said he's like he's big into it. So
yeah. There was one of the things when she talked about the barbecue. There is in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. There is a barbecue place where you can get Rancor ribs or something like that. So
tasty. I'm hungry. I haven't had a dinner yet.
I know. So there you go. So there was one more nod to.
Wait, a nod? Oh,
there you go.
That's another name for an Easter egg.
To go into Disney World. So, which by the way, we are very close to reaching our goal of sending us to Disney World.
Yeah, we asked you a couple shows ago to send us to Disney.
Yeah.
I think the end goal was like 8,000 for the two of us, 8,000 American dollars.
Yeah, we're very close to that.
We've made it at least, I think, almost 1% there.
Yes, and that was the $8 that we first put in ourselves.
Yeah, and so I'm feeling really confident about our progress so far. I want to thank you, the listeners, for your support on that. I want to thank us, the hosts of this podcast, for doing all that we do for you.
For you. We do this for you, people.
Listen, I tell people all the time, I'm not in it for the money.
No.
And that's the truth.
I do it that is the truth.
That is just the truth.
I do it to entertain you people, yes.
It's all for Brian.
It is all for
Literally
Brian.
all of this is for the benefit of our buddy Brian.
Yeah.
So in that same spirit, we hope that you will join us next Wednesday night for our season wrap-up. We are planning on continuing some of this Bantha Milk podcast content because we only have a couple months before we've got more Star Wars shows coming our way.
Yes, a new show to critique and hope that it's better than Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah,
so.
we can hope. Again, I think we'll talk more about the overall scope next week, but overall, wasn't a terrible show. Wasn't a bad show. Wasn't even like a it just wasn't. It didn't meet the expectation.
Yeah,
it fell short.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to talk about all next week. And if you want to add to it, you can join us in the chat on YouTube or even. Nick's been
we have been
burning
live,
through his data the whole night.
Yes, indeed. We have been live on Instagram. So please go ahead and check this out. We're live. We're crooked. You can turn your neck or turn your phone. But share it. Share us on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Hang with us on Facebook.com/groups/Sacred Jedi Texts. Check out Rodian Radio because he was a blast to hang out with.
He was a blast to hang out with, so thanks for hanging out with us.
She, they, whoever you are, Rodian Radio is a pleasant time hanging with you. And that's a wrap on this season.
I think so, yeah. And, so until next week when we tell you everything we had to say about the season, all in one episode.